So Sanford jumps in with the spread. Will he latch onto Flap TZ or Kyle TZ? Few with the feathered airstrike, and they're zoning and ganking up onto the middle lane. Zaman force casted down by OEB, and Kyle TZ answer back with a JP kill. Spear of Destruction connects. He's focusing his target onto Sanji, but Sanji was able to slither away. OEB got demolished there, and Team Falcons with a turn, but TLPH, Sanji. So D is going to be crucial. It's going to connect, but is he going to cast it though? Flap TZ dropped down the glorious pathway already, and Kyle TZ secures the Lord. They're trying to go for the kills. Few with the feathered airstrike, but the first man down is Flap TZ. A double for the MVP. They want to make it 3. Ganking up on Master Owen. Super Marco preoccupied with Sanji, but he was able to flicker around. And
it's just a feathered airstrike. It feels like this is a Farsa versus Farsa matchup, but then again, it is a bit more well Farsa.
Epic chapter being written in the Clash of Titans Odyssey. Welcome to Game 6. Match point for the Cavalry, yet in case you missed it, Falcons just mounted such a dominant game in the previous bout. Leo at your service alongside Ian and Brigida. I think we've read through all the options, like all the heroes that are coming out. Even the Alpha got scouted.
Yeah, it got scouted. Good traps there from Coach Trevor inside of Team Falcons, and I do agree with what the panel has been saying. The double revitalized setup so far has been working in the playoff, especially if you pair it up with tanky heroes like the Hylos and the Baksha.
Yep. And so far, we're seeing how aggressive both of these teams want to play the mid lane, since it's been very vital so far in the past few games we've been seeing here in this series. OHEB gets the last hit on the crab. Oh my goodness.
I thought Ogwin was just tanky. Apparently, he hurts. The shield hurts.
That was all just Ogwin.
I feel Sanji has been poked down a little bit prior to that, since they've been exchanging blows in the mid lane, but it's crazy. Ogwin did pretty much majority of that all alone, so now we're expecting to see how fast and efficient the rotations are going to be. This is a Farsa, this is a Baksha. There's so much things you can expect in the early game to turn out.
Yeah, and for Team Falcons, you're really hoping on or banking on the fact that Kyle TZ needs a near perfect early game up against TLPH, because if it comes to a stalemate or he fails to rack up kills, TLPH can control neutral objectives.
But remember, TLPH also very cautious about this approach. Their lineup could just as quickly falter if Kyle TZ pops off. First turtle already spawns. Falcons first to the scene. And Sanford looking for someone to latch onto. Few yet to hit level 4.
Kyle TZ immediate with the Unleash the Beast and catches Sanford there. You have to back off. Glorious Pathway already casted down, and TLPH slowly trying to retreat. Sanford pops in once again and latches on to Few. Few has his own grab and spread though. Sanji with a wings by wings to relocate. Kyle TZ goes in with the ultimate onto Ogwin, and they taunt him once again. They might go for the first blood, and they will do so successfully. The young goat serves up the first kill.
One Falcon down, and the turtle dance continues. Both teams taking their time. Such is the nature of a utility jungler-centric lineup.
And if you're looking at where Falcons could have possibly gotten a trade, even OHEB, he's doing a great job. Super Marco's actually forced to hug his tower so far in the past few minutes of this game. So you know that Team Liquid Philippines have clearly established the lead.
Well, Circle Eagle dropped down to try and zone out Team Falcons. So far, 1 kill, 1 objective takedown, 1K gold lead for Team Liquid Philippines. And we're seeing the effect of the JP Mathilda again. Everyone seems to be where they needed to be at any given moment.
This draft was crafted to learn from the lessons of game number 5. Liquid are evolving. The Stallions are rolling with the punches and using these lessons oh so quickly. And that's why they're in the lead now. I'm waiting for Falcon's turn to maybe try that approach again in the turtle. Number 2, is that the right way to go about this, Brigida?
Yeah, because earlier we did see that the SOD, after a while, actually didn't connect. And we're so used to seeing it connect, especially if we're talking about Super Marco, but it's been a different story for the first few minutes here in this game. So long as that keeps happening, and of course, so long as they don't get to actually take out any member of Team Liquid Philippines whenever they engage, there'll be endless ways for them to sustain and regroup for an engage.
Yeah, but the thing is, TLPH good at hunting down individuals for the side of Team Falcons. Good cast of the Circling Eagle to try and zone out JP. Super Marco as OHEB got all the gold plated.
Dear God, OHEB making bank.
Oh, and wasn't this the exact same approach they were going for when they wanted to funnel everything into OHEB and just allow him to deal the damage against Team Falcons? And they're making it work, and again, so much support provided by JP to OHEB.
And they may as well do just that. Look at this, a lot of focus on top lane. Super Marco, with the assistance of Ogwin, helping secure that gold crab. Turtle spawning.
As Kyle TZ working on his purple buff, Team Falcons, they know that they can and have to contest for this neutral objective. To see the two beefy frontliners of Team Falcons providing enough zone and vision, but still TLPH has a good hold over the turtle. Sanford jumps in with the spread. Will he latch onto Flap TZ or Kyle TZ? Few with the feathered airstrike, and they're zoning and ganking up onto the middle lane. Zaman Force casted down by OHEB, and Kyle TZ answer back with a JP kill. Spear of Destruction connects. He's focusing his target onto Sanji, but Sanji was able to slither away. OHEB got demolished there, and Team Falcons with a turn, but TLPH, Sanji with a double.
2 for 2. Liquid was holding an ace in the hole, and they clap back.
And that ace in the hole, isn't that the feathered airstrike? I've been looking at Sanji for some reason. My eyes were glued to Sanji. He did not release the feathered airstrike the same time Few decided to release his copied feathered airstrike. And we'll be seeing that in the instant replay. It took a while for Team Liquid Philippines to feel that they could actually get an advantage in this team fight, which clearly looked like Team Falcons were at the upper hand. But look at Sanji just repositioning himself long enough to block off the members of Team Falcons who were chasing them and allow some time for the rest of his teammates to actually fight back.
Okay, with the help of hindsight, we now know the reason why Sanji held it. It's because he was off of cooldown.
Yeah.
He was holding it, waiting, and maybe that's why TLPH had to suffer some losses. But also, I think the genius of the Santan duo together, Sanford came in, flickered forward, jumped in with the glue, and that also added a little bit of damage.
Yeah, and honestly, it was a blessing in disguise, the cooldown of the feathered airstrike, because that in turn helped Sanji relocate when Super Marco entered in with the Spear of Destruction, so he was able to maximize the damage of the feathered airstrike.
Spread is a lethal thing if you let it become one. OHEB dropping the Zaman Force, taking down tier 2 in the bottom lane, so this does put the map at equilibrium.
Yep, it's pretty much equal right now. Carl TZ though, he will be denying any intentions from Super Marco and Kyle to get any more objectives away from them. And they'll have to manage that wave up top first before they actually try to set things up for this upcoming turtle, which likely Team Falcons might go for. They just can't freely leave Super Marco to do his thing, and this is what we see again and again.
And they're setting up for it, and they did the prerequisite. Send Marco away, Few steal the feathered airstrike, and then you can go. But wait, they're staying there.
But there's a different plan.
Oh,
For
can
Team
they
Liquid.
find him?
OHEB trying to look for Super Marco. SOD dropped down. Zaman Force as well. They're ganking up on Marco, and a shutdown kill for OHEB.
They neutralized the coast-to-coast potential and just fought him right where he stood and fell. The bulletproof.
Read them like a book. One member down is TLPH, hoping to get the turtle. Flap TZ, glorious pathway drop down. Kyle TZ with the Unleash the Beast, but Sanford is there to zone him out. He was able to take down Sanji. Now OHEB is in the picture with his Zaman Force, trying to soak up the damage. Owen and Flap TZ quite tanky as Sanford just zoning out Kyle TZ.
Oh my God, OHEB does 0 damage in the pit, and they're still going.
A lot of sustain from both of these teams. Nothing really happening. We're past the 8-minute mark. Turtle still up for grabs. Now Sanford is here with the spread. Super Marco jumps in, Appraiser's Wrath. Carl TZ secures the turtle.
Ogwin, deep behind enemy lines, gets punished, dropping the Zaman Force. OHEB gets a kill.
Ogwin down. Super Marco trying to dish out the damage. He has to back off there. Sanji with the feathered airstrike and the signal that the clash is done.
Everyone's just too tanky. Oh, SOD nearly connected onto JP, but going back, the fights, they just last too long earlier. If you would recall how it all began, Kyle TZ, Sanford took too much of his attention. I feel you could say the same for Sanford too, and the way he's able to manage Team Falcons. But when you leave the tanky front lines of Team Falcons right in front of TLPH, especially during the downtimes of the Zaman Force, you just know it's not gonna end up anywhere.
And this puts us into perspective. Looking at these two lineups, they're both relatively ult dependent, right? But Liquid is just ever so slightly less ult dependent. They have a slightly higher uptime, and that's what made that turtle fight even more of a win.
Yeah, we're seeing what TLPH can do with this lineup.
Oh.
Wait, Pew had to back off, being chased down by JP and Carl TZ. Double dash was there. He used his own energy eruption, but still Carl TZ secures the kill.
And Falcons can only walk up to witness the murder that occurred behind their tier 2. What was Few to do? He spent his flicker, he spent everything!
Yeah, there was 2 dashes, a flicker, an IMU to try and delay the push that TLPH was doing there, but in the end, JP and Carl TZ was able to pin him down as OEB has an orange buff. Another energy eruption dropped it down by Carl TZ. Look at the feathered airstrike of Razor's Wrath. Is it going to connect though? Flap TZ answers back with a glorious pathway. Here comes Carl TZ with the Unleash the Beast. They're playing under the turret, but everyone's still tanky. Sanford dropped down into the base of Team Falcons. And that was a trade for the Falcons.
That was such a beautiful energy eruption into the feathered airstrike, into the Zaman Force from Team Liquid Philippines. But exactly as you mentioned, Team Falcons, they're just too tanky, and that's probably one of the biggest things they can bank on in this game. Out-sustaining Team Liquid Philippines, especially if they're able to do that. Taking out Sanford, because he's such a big piece of how Team Liquid Philippines is able to hold everything together.
So between the better uptime and the chunkier lineup, it comes down to decision making. Can Liquid take out the key targets before Falcons can make up for their lack of damage?
Now,
we'll find out in the lower pit.
Gonna try and use the Lord as bait up against Team Falcons. Is Super Marco pushing the bottom lane. Flap TZ already dropped down the glorious pathway. SOD is gonna connect. Carl TZ secures the Lord. Kyle TZ got it bursted down. No trades for Team Falcons, but Super Marco working on the inhibitor down bottom.
Nothing personal, kid. Marco fails. Oh my lord, the minion was not in the right spot.
Now he has to back off and be present in the defense of a lifetime for Team Falcons. Lord sieging in the middle lane for TLPH.
Every single member of Falcons matters right now. Kyle TZ still absent. Lord smashes into mid, top lane taken down.
Everyone crashing down. Marco still able to free hit. He has 2 frontliners that can soak up the damage. Sanji with a feathered airstrike. Inhibitor turret already bursted down. Oh, it falls down as well. TLPH, they still have 5 cavalry. Flap TZ trying to back off. Kyle TZ jumps in with the Unleash the Beast. SOD for Super Marco. They shut down OM. A double for Kyle TZ. He wants to make it 3. Sanji got left behind in a 3-kill swing for Team Falcons.
Liquid Philippines overextending, over-welcoming their stay, gets punished hard.
And what did we say about finding key targets before Team Falcons gets to go or gets to show all that sustain they have, gets to fight back, gets to buy enough time for Kyle TZ to get back. And that's exactly what happened, because what they were able to take earlier were Flap and Ogwen, and I don't think those are the best targets.
Now with that clash, Super Marco looking at the Trinity build and the Rose Gold Meteor. So in terms of damage department, you know, Super Marco can do Super Mac things once again. TLPH has to respect the split push that can come from Super Marco.
All right, let's take a look back at that moment inside Falcons base. Liquid smelt blood in the water. They could have sworn the game was going to end. But here's the key. They took their eyes off of Marco. They let Kyle TZ get to them.
Yeah, the key is Kyle TZ. Perfect casting of the Unleash the Beast, the flash combo and flash step set up perfectly.
Yeah.
And all throughout that, they forgot the SOD from Super Marco.
Yeah, they burned so much too earlier. Sanford went in for the flicker already, but was pushed back. So now they get to delay the game a bit more, and Super Marco is just able to proceed with pressuring the map as well up against Team Liquid Philippines. Now checking out the items. Currently, Few also already picked up the Lightning Truncheon. It seems like they're trying to invest much more in the damage that can come out later on, since they know and acknowledge the way they're lacking so far. But if you look at Super Marco, he's just 1 item away from completing his build.
Yeah. Eventually, we'll reach the point where economy doesn't matter anymore. It's all about positioning.
Oh my goodness.
For Falcons, that's a long way out.
Yeah.
Liquid, though, has room to juggle. They have to watch out for the very specific...
Sanji again?
Oh!
This is the exact same spot where Sanji was able to burst down the Clint of Super Marco earlier in the series.
I don't think Marco's going to fall for it again, but no, this is JP and Oheb going for the gank, and Marco smells something's fishy.
They know.
They know.
Oh!
Okay.
Wait.
A lot of vision provided there for Team Falcons with one shield unity from Ogwen.
Lord, started up by TLPH, approaching a fourth of its health. A third, soft reset, FlapTZ, aware of the situation, calling the rest of Falcons in.
Oh.
Watch out for Marco, he has an SOD!
SOD is going to be crucial, it's going to connect, but is he going to cast it though? FlapTZ dropped down the glorious pathway already, and TZ secures the Lord! They're trying to go for the kills! View with the feathered airstrike, but the first man down is FlapTZ, a double for the MVP! They want to make it 3, ganking up on Master Ogwen! Super Marco preoccupied with Sanji, but he was able to flicker around, and look at the base! A triple for Oheb! Super Marco with a Sanji kill, and Few is here to delay, but the minions, will they be able to do it? TLPH in the picture, and another perfect chapter ends! And this historic rivalry, Team Liquid Philippines, a step closer to immortality!
Going straight to the grand finals, punching their ticket to MSC and AWC 25.